Hey, this is MJ, and in today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to crochet our Rainbow Peaks baby blanket. It uses the beautiful textured Alpine Stitch. The yarn that I've used for this pattern is Herrschners Sweet Swirls, and the color that I have used is Little Lullaby. It's a beautiful rainbow shade, but there are lots of gorgeous colors to choose from with this yarn line. Here are just a few. You'll need 2 hook sizes for this pattern. I'm using a 4 and a 5 millimeter, and these are the Blush Streamline metal hooks from Swirls Crochet. So we'll begin with the larger hook, and for the baby size blanket, you'll be chaining out 115. I'm going to work up a smaller swatch so we can work through the pattern a little bit quicker. So I'm going to chain a total of 21. You'll be chaining a multiple of 2 plus 1 for this pattern. Okay, so I've chained out a total of 21. Now we'll work a double crochet in the second chain from the hook. Now I'm just going to turn my work and crochet into the back bumps, but you're okay just to crochet into the back chain if you find this difficult. See, the little bump popped up, and double crochet. So I'm going to complete that all the way across. Okay, so I've worked across 20 stitches, chain 1 and turn, and this row will work 1 single crochet into every stitch across. So now working across the baby blanket, you'll have 114 stitches. I've also included a medium and large size throw in this pattern as well. So even if you want to make this not for a baby, if you want to do a larger throw in a different color, you can always do that. This is a beautiful DK weight yarn. At the end of the row, we'll turn, and we're going to start with a stacked single crochet in the first stitch. So we're going, instead of chaining, we're just going to go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You're then going to insert your hook through the second bar, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that makes our double crochet, but doing the stack single crochet, it just keeps it a lot cleaner at the edge. So now we want to come down to, this was our first double crochet. This would be the second. So we're going to yarn over. We want to get that second stitch, and we're going to do a front post double crochet around it. So now the next stitch, we're going to work a double crochet. If we look down at these stitches, this sort of helps keep us on track as we go. We'll be alternating a front post double crochet with a double crochet. The front post, we're coming down to this double crochet row. So we're skipping this double crochet because that aligns with the second double crochet we've made, and then we'll go and do a front post double crochet around the next double crochet in the next, front post double crochet in the next. So we skip this one, we're going around the next one. Double crochet and front post double crochet. So we're going to work this all the way across. Okay, so I'm working across. I'm ending my repeat with the double crochet, and then we're going to end with a double crochet in the last stitch. So then we're at 20 stitches. I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to repeat row 2 for row 4. So we'll work a single crochet into every stitch across. So chain 1 and work a single crochet in each stitch. Okay, so we're going to turn. We're not going to chain. We're going to do that stacked single crochet for row 5. So single crochet in the first stitch. We're going through the second bar, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And then we're working a double crochet in this next stitch. So that's going above the front post, double crochet. So you can see here, we have a post, a double crochet, a post, a double crochet. So now this double crochet from 2 rows below, we'll be working a front post double crochet into it. So yarn over, going around that double crochet stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you can see we're going to have these front posts alternating. So we'll double crochet in the next stitch. So that is above this front post. Yarn over, we'll work a front post double crochet around this double crochet 2 rows below. This is how we're going to get this beautiful effect. So I'm going to continue to work that across. Okay, so we're coming to the end. I've worked my double crochet above this post. We'll work a front post and then a double crochet in that last stitch. Chain 1 and turn, and then you can work a single crochet in every stitch across. So whenever we're on this wrong side of our work, we're working a single crochet, so I finished my row of single crochet. We're going to turn, and now we'll be repeating rows 3 through 6 for the pattern. So let's go through it one more time just to make sure that you're on track. I'm gonna get some yarn pulled out. So we'll do a stacked single crochet, go through the second bar, 1, 2. Okay, so now you can see here we have the double crochet available to work our first front post. Here's our front post. We'll work a double crochet. Front post double crochet. Double crochet in the next. Front post double crochet in the next. I'll repeat that across. Okay, so I'm coming to the end. So the double crochet is the last stitch of the repeat, and then we'll end with a double crochet. So we end with 2 double crochet on this row. We'll chain 1 and turn and work across in single crochets. So between our post rows, we're always having a row of single, and the single crochet row is worked on the wrong side. Turn, and we'll do a stacked single crochet, first stitch, then we'll work a double crochet in the next stitch above the front post. Then we'll work a front post. Double crochet. Front post. And double crochet. Continue that across. So now I'm ending the repeat with the front post double crochet, and the last stitch will work a double. Chain 1 and turn, and then we'll work a single crochet in every stitch across. Okay, so I finished that single crochet row, and I wanted to show you how this is looking. As you can see, it's starting to curl, and this is normal. It's just because of the post stitches that you start to get this effect. But once you add the border and you block the blanket, it's going to be fine. So don't worry about the fact that it is curling as you work the blanket. So you're going to continue repeating rows 3 through 6. And for the baby size blanket, you'll be working a total of 146 rows. But if you're working on the larger sizes, just follow along with the pattern for those sizes. Then what we're going to do for the border, we're going to continue with our larger hook. I'm going to chain 1, and we're going to slip stitch across. It's much easier to do the slip stitches with the larger hook. You also want to make sure that you're not doing them too tight. And when we do the slip stitch edge, you can see how nice it makes the edge of the blanket look. So you get a really nice, clean transition from the blanket to your border. So now once you reach your corner, you're going to chain 2 for that corner. Then we're going to be working across the side, and you want to slip stitch for every row. So the single crochet row. And as you work, you're just going to evenly space them. So sometimes it can be tricky to see your rows. So if you just evenly space these slip stitches down the side, it should work out. And when you get to your corner, you're going to chain 2, and then we will slip stitch through every stitch along the bottom. And this makes it a little bit easier if you have worked in those back bumps, because you really can see each stitch. And providing you haven't made that chain too tight, you should be able to easily work into them as well. So I'm going to continue with my slip stitches around, and I'll meet you up at the corner. I've worked all the way around. I've chained 2 for the corner. I've just changed over to my smaller hook. I'm going to slip stitch in the back loop of the first slip stitch, chain 1, and I'm going to work a double crochet through the back loop across. So now once we get to the corner, I've grabbed some stitch markers. I'm going to use them as I go just to help keep track. We're going to do 3 double crochets in the chain 2. And I'm going to mark the center stitch with a marker just so we know for the next round for sure which stitch is the center. So we're going to continue working through the back loop of the slip stitches, and at each corner you'll work 3 double crochet and you can mark the center stitch. Okay, so I'm finishing up at my corner. I'm going to slip stitch in my first double crochet to join. I'm going to chain 1. And then I'm going to front post double crochet around the first stitch. So we're going under, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Then I'm going to do a back post double crochet in the next stitch. So I've already yarned over. I'm going from back to front and then to back again, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. So we're going to alternate a front post double crochet with a back post double crochet. So let's show that again. So we're going from the back to the front. I just push the stitch. So now we can look at the wrong side of our work to finish it off by pulling up a loop, yarning over, pulling through 2, pull through 2. And this is just going to give us that nice textured raised stitches to match the Alpine stitch. So I'll work this over to the corner and then we'll meet up. Okay, so as we get to the corner, I've marked that stitch so we know which stitch is at the corner. Now, it really depends. Like, I'm just working on a swatch, not the blanket. So depending on what stitch you come to, so this could be, I'm ending with a back post, so I'm gonna start with a front post, but if you end with the front post, then you just start with a back post. So it doesn't really matter. You just want to do 3 stitches around your center stitch, and you're going to just go with whatever pattern you're ending on. So I'm ending on a back post, so I'm going to start with a front post around this stitch. Then I'm going to do a back post around the same stitch. And then I'm going to do a front post around the same stitch. So I've done 3 stitches around the one stitch to continue to increase the corner. I'm going to mark the center. And as you work around your border, you're just going to work in the pattern. So do whatever 3 stitches you need to do to be consistent. So now I'm going to go with a back post in the next because I ended with a front post. The idea is that we just alternate front and back post, and you work 3 stitches around each corner stitch. I'm coming to this corner. This one also has landed with a front post for the first, back post for for the second stitch and then a front post. And I know it is a little tricky to get all of these stitches around one stitch. So I'm going to just continue working all the way around and then we'll meet back up at the join again. So as I'm coming to this one, I just wanted to show you because this time I am ending with the front post and then I'm going to start with a back post. So I thought I would just show you, and this is just how you're going to do it. So whatever you come to in the pattern. So I've done a back post. I'll now do a front post. And then I'll do back post all around the same stitch. Front post. And then I can add my marker. And you only need to add this marker if you need it there for reference. If you're able to distinguish your center stitch, then don't worry about the markers. So I'm going to continue. Okay, so I finished off now. I did end with the back post, so it does stick right with the pattern, but if it doesn't, don't worry about it. It's not going to be noticeable enough to stress about that. So now you can just continue with one more round, and then once you finish that round, you can just slip stitch to join, fasten off, and weave in your tails. After that, you can see that just adding the border is going to help with the curling, but blocking it out to measurements is going to make sure that it does really maintain a nice shape. Especially for a baby blanket, it is nice to wash beforehand. So blocking it in use some wool wash or even just some delicate baby soap. You can let that set for about 30 minutes. Make sure to rinse out any soap, and then you just want to wring out as much water as possible. I find especially for blankets, they're quite heavy. Wrapping it in a towel and squeezing out as much water as you can, and then just lay it out on the blocking mats, pin it to measurements, let it dry fully. And it really is going to give it then that nice soft feel when you're done. Now, if you want to skip that step and you just want to go ahead and wash the blanket, you can do that too. But if you want it to really have that nice press finish look, if you're gifting it, you could wrap the blanket up with a little tie or a bow. It's just a nice finishing step if you're gifting it. So now to continue with this row, I'm going to chain one, and I want to work the same stitches. So I want to work a front post in the front post of the previous round. I want to work a back post in the same back post. Okay, so then you're going to get this staying the same. So you just want to make sure as you work around, you're working through the same stitches, and you want to do that increase on the third stitch or the center stitch, just like we did on the previous round. So I'm not going to continue working that around. You can just complete that when you get to your center, do 3 and just continue in the pattern. So here's our finished baby blanket. The measurement is 32 by 38 inches, but we do have additional sizes listed in the pattern if you want to make this a larger throw size blanket. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and tap the bell to stay updated on all my new videos and tutorials. Make sure to check the description box below the video for all the links. Thanks so much, guys. Have an awesome day.